Hey everyone, it is that house guy Nathan Graham with What is Real Estate Education and Training. I'm also a realtor with EXP. Thank you very much for turning into my Market Monday video. Today we're going to do something a little different because quite frankly, the market's been exactly what we've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks. It's been upbeat, it's been active, yet we haven't seen these crazy jumps. Semis are still selling for 700 plus, so we're seeing a lot of that. I want to talk about the new budget that was kind of proposed. Well, not kind of proposed, it actually was proposed recently, and a tweet that went out by our prime minister. And I'm just going to kind of disseminate it. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so bear with me. Let's add him to the stage. Okay, so we're going to listen to this and we're going to talk about what's actually good and bad and what's happening here and why it's going to have an impact. So let's just start it.
If you're renting right now, you're going to want to hear this. Our upcoming budget is going to make renting fairer. That means making sure you can see what previous tenants of your apartment paid so you can negotiate a fair deal.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. This one's very interesting. I don't understand how this is actually going to have an impact on rental pricing. And I don't want you to get snowed by any of this. And that's one reason why I want to talk about it, because the reality is knowing what someone paid for something doesn't affect the current price of it right now. The issue that we have with high rents has more to do with things like not enough housing. It has to do with not enough landlords, not enough rental units, not enough competition, higher prices. People bought a lot of new builds and they were supposed to sell them. They bought them as investments, not to actually live in. And then the market crashed. So of course, if they sell now, they're going to be at a loss. And that's why they're renting it out. So there's all these reasons why rent is higher. Yet knowing what previously things rented for is really, it doesn't matter. I can tell you, when I first got my F-150, truck was my gas was 99 cents a liter. That doesn't allow me to go to the gas station to renegotiate the $1.60 that it is right now. So just be cautious on this. Don't let that one fool you.
It means making sure that your rent payments are counted by the bank towards your credit score. Doesn't make any sense for someone who pays $2,000 a month in mortgage payments to get credit for it, but not someone who's paying $2,000 in rent. And
okay, so we're going to talk about that one too. Again, this is going to create a larger problem than what we really actually want to see, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, nobody's paying $2,000 a month in mortgage payments or rent. Those are the good old days. But don't worry, you can negotiate that if you know. The reality is a landlord isn't going to be reporting to the credit bureau first and foremost. Now, it'd be nice if they did, but they're probably not going to be reporting everything to the credit bureau to keep your credit up to date. And let's say they do. There is a reality is that the vast majority of people that are renting, people rent for like a lot of different reasons. Some people rent because they're starting to get a leg up in life. And some people are renting because this is what they find the best avenue is. They can't save for a down payment. Their bills are stretched and all the rest. Some people are also renting because they're just not very good at managing their money and they're not good at the saving portion of it. And regardless, this is just bad all around, because if it reports the good things that you've done, it's also going to report the missed payments that you've done. And unlike owning a house where you can sell it at a later time to recover some of those funds, that doesn't happen if you're in trouble in a rental situation. They just kick you out. And then you go to rent another place and it's going to have a negative impact on your credit score. Why? Because you lost your job for a couple of months. And landlords are going to be less forgiving than, say, banks that'll sometimes help you catch up on payments. So again, this sounds really good in theory. I don't see it actually playing out where it doesn't harm people. So be careful on that one. If you do go into this scenario, there's problems in real scenario. The other thing we're going to talk more about is if they make this a requirement by landlords, then you're going to see fewer landlords, which means fewer investment properties, which means larger corporations. Like right now, corporations like BlackRock are buying up inventory and rental inventory in Canada and the US. You don't want large corporation controlling these things, and they're going to really, quite frankly, be the only ones that have the tools to manage it properly. So what else does he have?
We're bringing in new rights and protections for renters so that you don't have to stand up to rent evictions, bad landlords, or rent hikes alone.
Okay, so again, renovations, bad landlords, and rent hikes. One of the biggest issues we have right now in the overall supply and demand in the rental market is the fact that, first of all, homes prior to 2018 that are built can up the rent for how much ever they want. So there's no protection in place with that. That's a problem. Number two, if there's a renovation that is needed, then if there is a renovation that is needed, then this is stopping the landlord from getting that renovation done because they can't get you out to do the renovation, and that could be safety issues. Furthermore, bad landlords are, yes, an unfortunate reality, but they're not all bad. Like essentially this is kind of shifting it to a corporate way of investor. Overseas investors or investors that are not personal, they don't care. They just care about numbers or corporations. Those are the bad landlords that we're trying to get rid of, but this whole system is pushing more people into that. My wife and I, when we first got married, we rented this place for an amazing couple. Sure, they owned a few different investment properties, but we were able to build a personal relationship with them and actually have everything go a lot smoother and easier. So again, these restrictions are coming into play is going to take the small average investor for you to build wealth out of the market. The people that would work with you, they're going to be coming out of the market and replaced by faceless corporation where now they basically have no love. They will ding your credit for missed payments. They will, man, there's so much bad that happens here. So this is just going to really hurt the overall supply and demand, taking people out, and then the quality of landlord.
It's all part of making renting fairer, and it's part of giving you a leg up for when it comes time to buy your own home. This is what our upcoming budget is going to do, to focus on making the housing market fairer for every generation. If you're renting right now,
I'm going to pause this now. We can stop looking at this. So again, this is not how you build proper wealth. This is not how we actually change the system of what's going on. And I want to encourage you on how to do this. Here's an example. Get into a rent-to-own program that I've been talking about. Buy a place with a basement apartment and rent it to some of your friends who will pay you on time, who you can actually help get a leg up. Talk to your parents about getting into this system. Make it an investment for them and not just giving away money. I'll give you an example. We're seeing a lot more multi-generational homes in the sense that a younger family or a younger couple get help from their parents. And let's say they get that in the form of a down payment. Instead of just taking the money, offer them an investment opportunity. Turn around and say, you've given us, say, $20,000 to put down on a property. If our home goes up, we'll give you 5% share or 10% share. We'll pay you back your $20,000. But if our home goes up 5%, so will your investment. This way, you build wealth and the people helping you build wealth all at the same time. Rent-to-own programs are out there. I've been talking about this for a while. Go into a rent pro, put 5% down on a rent-to-own program. It locks in the inflational price and it gets you into home ownership in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm seeing all this play out. We have a 90% success rate getting people into rent-to-own programs. That's a fantastic success rate. This is how you get into home ownership. Also, this is a little less, touchy. Go out of area. An extra 45 minutes to your drive to work. I agree. It sucks, but this is not your forever home. This is a 3 to 5 year home outside of your area that is affordable, that you suffer through for a few years. Then you're able to sell and move into the area that you're looking for. This is how we beat this system that goes on. And all the while, let's hope that the government starts building more homes. And I know governments are not actually the ones who build it, for the record. I'll probably get fact checked somehow on that. What I mean is give investment opportunities to builders to build more affordable housing and to start the projects up and running. Get on the current Ontario government, get on the federal government, call out your MPs and give them these solutions. What I can tell you right now, that this budget is just going to hurt you in these regards. So please, really look at trying to get into home ownership. Reach out to me. If you have to rent, then reach out to me. Let's try to find you some good landlords. And always look out of areas. We can have a conversation about this. That's just that. So enjoy, everybody. Have a good rest of the week. Hopefully we'll get some big news up and coming, but multiple offers are still happening. Market's still looking good. Just be cautious on these budgetary things that are coming out as the saving grace to what is going on. I believe any of these changes are not actually going to help. And let's talk about how we actually can help each other. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.